ठीक है, अभी टाइम है इसलिए, अब हो गया टाइम वैसे। Hello everyone, welcome to our new event. First of all, very good morning to all of you, and I hope everyone is staying healthy at their own places. So, so we come up with a new session on AWS certification. So first of all, uh, I would like to introduce our collaborators, that is AWS Cloud LPU community and AWS Amazon Alexa Jaipur. So thank you so much these communities for having a collaboration with us. So throughout the session, we will be covering. So these are the most common questions we used to listen everywhere from AWS certification. So that is like how to get discount on AWS certification, how to start with AWS certification, why AWS certification is needed, so how AWS certification is beneficial for us. So all these questions will definitely going to cover in this session. So first of all, uh, we have one of our special guest with us. So he is right now working at AWS as a senior instructor. So welcome, Saurabh Bhattacharya. So let me add him to the stream. Hi, Saurabh.
Hey, hi, Vineet. How are you?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Yeah. So Saurabh Bhattacharya, right? He has a 17 plus years of experience. So he will be going to introduce himself. So yeah, you can share your screen, Saurabh.
Right. Thank you. Just give me a moment. Just 1 second. I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, so I've started the screen share. Just let me know once you are able to see it. Are you able to see it, Vineet?
Yeah, your screen is visible.
Right. Perfect. So I'll take it over from here. Thank you, Vineet, and thank you, AWS user group community in Rajasthan, and anyone else who is part of this StreamYard. So, folks, today in this 1 hour, what I'm going to cover is about AWS certifications, the path. Most importantly, why these certifications are required. What is the industry requirement at the moment, as per best of our knowledge, and what are the IT decision makers telling about it? I'll also leave you out, folks, with certain resources which you could use it to prepare for your AWS certifications. And I will be there in every step wherever any one of you requires any help about it. So let's get started. This is about me. Overall, this is my 18th year in my IT industry career. And I am a BTech graduate like most of you folks. And I started my career in Dell in the hardware division. From there, moved into networking stream. And then, moved out of India, worked as a pre-sales consultant and a solution architect and technical advisor, and was virtualizing the world, and some customers were talking about the cloud even 8-10 years ago as well. What happened after that, I came back into VMware stream and have honed multiple profiles and roles. As you can see, one of my favorite passions was traveling. I have to say was, because of the new normal we are all in. And I have traveled quite extensively, almost 60 plus countries in this world, some of those countries multiple times. And I could safely say before this pandemic came in, airports and flights were my first home. But yeah, the silver lining is I'm able to spend more time with the family, and I know how grim the situation is. But the silver lining is it has also given us, all of us, time to think, time to reflect, and time to appreciate smaller things, right? And isn't that we are all looking forward to in the life? So this is about me. Apart from traveling, love reading books and listening to music. I'm also sharing my email addresses and my LinkedIn handle as well. In case any one of you have any questions or doubts, even post the session, feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll be able to try to help you as with the best ability I can. So about this particular session, what we are trying to focus here is we are trying to talk about what is the skills gap, and this is where I'll start, and I'll let you focus on the slides directly rather than on my smug. So 90% of the IT decision makers, they report the cloud skills shortage. All right, and this is as per the 451 research. All right, and this is about 2019, a couple of years old data. But the most important thing is when you talk about the certification, the question is what help do you need and how the help can be availed. So there are multiple channels, there are multiple platforms, there are multiple people, there are multiple resources which are all trying to come together to help you with your certification journey. The most important thing is when you talk about the cloud and the whole world uh, you know talking about the cloud, but then the most important thing is migration to the cloud. The right time to migrate to the cloud was actually yesterday. All right, it's not something which people are saying right now that okay, it is hot. Yeah, it is hot, but then cloud was already there, and a lot of people were getting benefited from it. In fact, the silver lining of this pandemic is that what it has done, it has accelerated the cloud migrations by a few years. A lot of my friends whom used to say that okay, cloud is good, we are still evaluating, we still are not aware about certain things about cloud, and they had a lot of concerns. All right, but I have seen some of them quickly getting migrated to the cloud because of no other way out, right? And if you look at the whole ROI part of it, what this cloud adoption speed can do for you is it can do a few things. All right, number one, when we talk about the cloud adoption, if you want to accelerate it, right, the best thing is it is about upskilling the teams, right? And cloud migration, once the companies had decided, or organizations have already taken a decision that okay, we are going to the cloud, then the best next thing which happens in that entire organization is a small cultural change. And that changes that every employee starts talking about it, they starts looking at it, and they starts imagining their career progression around it. So what it does, in bottom line, it upskills the cloud teams at least a year faster. That's one thing, right? The second thing is about the pace of innovation. So 91%, they say, as per the Forrester research, is that the entire cloud migration, the whole journey, it basically drives a lot of innovation, because a lot of things which are not possible on the physical on premises or on prem data centers, those innovations are now possible. And same thing reflects in the performance and the operations as well. So 87% of the reportees, they reported that there's a reduced downtime because of the inherent architectures or the coherent availability structures and durability and the disaster recovery. And 85% they achieved faster deployment times. uh, Again, I'm not sure how many of you are well versed with DevOps. All right, the thing is, there was a traditional IT ops, then the cloud ops came, and then the DevOps is there, right? And again, you don't have to look at in the same sequence, because people can start their journey directly from the DevOps if they want to. The only thing which is required is the knowledge, isn't it? And the best thing is the recruiting and the retention. 93% of the reportees, they improved their recruitment cycles, and 96% they increased their retention ratios. So retention means, an employee who joins a company, they spend some time in that company and then they leave, right? For whatever good or bad reason, right? The thing is, one of the most important things is that motivation. why should I stick with certain company? And one of the most important things is the cloud trainings, right? The cloud knowledge and the cloud skills. So this is something which, I would highly encourage all of you to build your own cloud skills. And there are so many resources which are there. The first one is the digital training. Not sure how many of you have been through it, but we have over 500 plus free on demand trainings which are available. Some of these are pretty at the introductory level, where things like what is machine learning, how to get started with machine learning, what is blockchain, what is IoT, and stuffs like that. But some of them are addressing our AWS services as well. For example, what is S3, or what is CloudWatch, and stuffs like that. But apart from that, we also do have intermediate level videos as well, and self-paced curriculums over there. And some of them are pretty advanced as well. And then some of them go through like 10 hours and 14 hours as well, whereas the fundamentals or the basics ones might be, let's say, 10 minutes, half an hour max. So over 500 plus free resources are there, and there is only one URL which you have to remember, and that's why I'm not showing it as well. It's aws.training. That's it. www.aws.training. That's all you have to go. So just open your browsers and type aws.training. And the first thing at the very top next to the AWS logo you will find is the learning library. If you go to the learning library, you will find all these digital trainings which are available. So I would highly encourage all of you. I mean, how do I get started with AWS was one of the things was during my lunch time, during my traveling time, I used to go ahead and check out, some of these resources which are available. And I would highly motivate all of you to do that as well. The second thing, we of course have the classroom trainings. You can attend it in person. And again, this is something which is either we can talk about in the past or whether we can talk about in the future. But then we definitely do have virtual trainings as well, which are instructor led. And then the next thing is you don't have any prerequisites for any AWS certifications. So classroom trainings are not mandatory. That's one good news which you need to know. And there is no prerequisites whatsoever for any AWS certification, right? And these certifications, with the help of them, you could go ahead and justify your skills or validate your skills. Apart from that, we do have a couple of education programs as well, especially targeted towards our learning communities. And these education programs are in the name of AWS Academy, AWS Educate, AWS Restart. Some of these programs, I'll just give you a glimpse of it, but they are also available, and they are also available for you to consume so that you can go ahead and consume and build your cloud skills. All right. Now, so this is the digital training, I was talking about, and this is how it looks like. The URL is aws.training at the bottom, as you can see. And you can see here, if you go to that learning library, you'll be able to see, all these digital trainings, and some of the, training snapshot you can see here. And anywhere you see this e-learning or video or curriculum, the video could be like a single video. All right, so you can see there's a video you can see which says creating multi-track captioned outputs, or maybe AWS elemental, or maybe creating adaptive bitrate outputs, things like that. Or how do you work with the image insertions kind of stuff. We do have certain e-learnings as well. So you can see a couple of these e-learnings around the SageMaker, which is our flagship service for artificial intelligence and machine learning. And then you can see IoT related e-learnings as well. And some of them are curriculums. So curriculums are like a set of videos, right? So you can see the Internet of Things Foundation series, right? And this series will have a lot of videos which will help you to build the right foundation kind of thing. So please go ahead and go ahead and consume them. These are some of the sample courses from our digital training video library. And some of these, the first one, anyone who is willing to get started with AWS cloud, or any cloud for that matter of fact, please, please, please go and spend 4.5 hours to AWS Cloud Practitioner Essentials. So we call it as CPE, which is for Cloud Practitioner Essentials, which talks about overall the base fundamental and the concepts of the cloud, as well as the AWS services as well, right? And some of them goes into advanced levels as well. In case you are from that field, you can increase your specializations over there. So go ahead and consume them. We also do have instructor led trainings as well, which nowadays instructors like me currently are delivering it over virtual platforms. to all our customers. We can go ahead and consume them as well. And some of these sample courses, I'm showing it up to you. You can go ahead and decide which one makes sense. See, the only thing is, if you ask me what is the difference, there are different types of people, all right, different types of learners. Some of them, they prefer the self-paced on demand kind of trainings, so for which we have the digital library. You can go ahead and consume the trainings from there. But some of them, they 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 don't know, I mean, whether they will be able to consume it, the self-paced on demand trainings, and whether they will be able to understand it, and in case they have questions or doubts, where would they go for, right? And some of those folks, they basically prefer the classroom trainings, because they say that this is something which we want, and this is something where we can get focused, a day or focused couple of days together with an instructor, where we can go ahead and ask the questions as well. So all the choices are open for you. You can go ahead and decide what you want to go ahead and use it. So some of the customers who are saying, so think about the enterprise architect in Autodesk. They are saying about the things like they can measure how things are getting better with training, and they have less outages now. The costs are going down, and they're getting more and more leaner with AWS Cloud, right? And I believe this statement should be true for most of the customers, right? And Peter Loffer, which is the who is the head of innovation and industry affairs for Siemens, he said that training speeds up the innovation process, and after training, they rolled out cloud-enabled products from the concept to delivery in just 4 months. And that is how the pace of innovation can help the organizations, right? And this is about the global IT skills and salary survey, which says the IT decision makers feel there is a gap between their team skills levels and the knowledge which is required to meet the organizational objectives. Let me ask a question to all of you, okay? And this is the question to all of you. I would request all of you to go ahead and type it on the chat, okay? Just guess a number. What do you think is the percentage of these IT decision makers who are talking about this? So I'll just go back and show you the question again. And the question is, the IT decision makers, they feel there is a gap between their team skills levels and the knowledge which is required to meet the organization objectives, right? My question to all of you is, what is the percentage of these decision makers? Go ahead and guess it, folks. Just put a number on the chat. I mean, I'm not looking out for right answers. I'll give you the right answers.
Sorry for interrupting,
Anyone?
Saurabh, but
Yeah, no problem.
you're not visible. Your camera seems to be off.
Yeah, I have switched it off intentionally because I was seeing some fluctuation in my network bandwidth. So I think
Yeah,
I'm good.
that's totally
Okay.
fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So some people are saying 82%. Some people are saying 60, 70, 72, 40. Great. Good, folks. Come on. Go ahead and, guess it. I mean, there's nothing you will lose. All right. 30%, 70%. Let me probably surprise you all. And the right answer to this question is 90%. And this is unbelievable, isn't it? A lot of people are saying that this is something which is unbelievable, but it is true. It is absolutely true. And that's what the decision makers are talking about. They still see there is a gap between the knowledge and what is required for that organization to go ahead and innovate. All right. So, one of the things which you can do is with the AWS certifications. All right. Let me first tell you what's in it for you, and then what's in it for the companies. For you, the most important thing is this is something which can give you a goal, right? Certifications, ideally, if you ask me, certifications are just part of the journey, right? They might not be the goals. But then you could go ahead and create a goal for yourself. And this is something where you will be able to go ahead and decide that, okay, this is what I want to do, and to get myself self motivated to achieve it, let me try to put a goal. And that goal could be a certification. There are no prerequisites, as I said earlier as well. There is nothing which is mandatory for you to go ahead and write your certification. It's absolutely without any prerequisites. But the good thing is, having a goal in place, what it'll help you, it'll propel you to acquire more knowledge. And knowledge is the most important thing for me. That should be your, kind of goal, or that should be your, kind of throughout your journey. But certifications definitely, motivates all of us, right? So as per one of the ESG's white paper, which got conducted just last year, 91% of the companies, they say that the certifications, and these are all the leaders who have taken part in the survey, they say that it drives the innovation. 90% of them, they reported increased productivity because there were so many mundane tasks which people used to do manually. Now they can be automated and they can be done without having an employee present. And 93% says it improves the recruitment process. And 97% of IT decision makers who employ AWS certified staff, they say that doing so puts their company in a better competitive position. All right. This is again same as per that ESG survey. So think about the certifications, and this is where I'm going to introduce you with the entire plethora of the certification portfolios which we have. And it starts at the very bottom level where you see foundational. And foundational, the certification name is AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. Now, this is for anyone who is starting with the cloud. I mean, not necessarily just with AWS, but with any cloud. The good thing is, this is not only for technical folks. This certification can be taken by even the managers, the decision makers, the non IT folks as well. And what is the resource? How you would prepare for it? Excellent thing which I showed you earlier, the digital training library, where you have that 4.5 hours of video for the cloud practitioner essentials. Just go through that video. It's absolutely free. It's self-paced. Maybe if required, go through that video twice or thrice if you want. Make your notes. Go ahead and appear for this certification, and you should be able to clear it through. Now, for people who are in IT industry and they have a little bit of idea about, AWS, and they want to start their journey with the certifications, they can go ahead and write the associate exams as well. So we have three associate level exams. One is for AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate. Then we have Systems Operations Administrator Associate, and we have a Developer Associate path as well. So depending upon who you are, if you are, an SME or an architect, an advisor, then Solutions Architect is the path. If you are an administrator, then System Operations Administrator is the path. And if you are a developer, then Developer Associate is the path. And if you want, let's say, to showcase your proficiency, then we have professional certificates as well. For Solutions Architect path, we have the Solutions Architect Professional Certification. And for both System Operations and Developer, you have the DevOps Engineer Professional Certificate as well. And apart from these associate and professional certificates, we also have few specialty certificates as well. So imagine I have a friend, okay, and that friend has done, its PhD in the machine learning. Now, from the machine learning field perspective, that person is an expert. And if you look at it from the AWS perspective, they might not have the knowledge, right? Now, for those folks out there who are specialists in their fields, thinks about, networking field or data analytics, which is big data. Think about databases. Think about machine learning. Think about security. For these folks out there, we do have specialty certifications as well. And the best part is, you don't have to start from cloud practitioner. If you say that, okay, I am from networking background, and I directly want to write the advanced networking specialty certification, you're most welcome. Or maybe I have never written any AWS certification, but I am from DevOps background. You can directly go ahead and write the DevOps Engineer Professional Certification as well. So I'm reiterating this point. There is no prerequisite. There is no training which is mandatory. There is no certification which is mandatory. If you have the knowledge, go ahead and choose which of these certifications you want to write, create your goal, and go ahead, prepare for it, and write it and clear it. Right? That's all you have to do. And we do have a lot of learning paths to achieve your certifications, right? So even in the digital library, if you go, you will see that all the trainings which are available, they can be categorized with multiple roles, right? So if you are from the cloud practitioner perspective, you can choose that. If you are from the architect or developer, person, or that kind of a persona, you could go ahead and choose that. Or maybe you are from operations or DevOps background, you can choose that. If you are a specialist, you can choose from these solution areas. And if you are, a partner, then we do have certain trainings for partners as well, because there are so many people, so many employees who are working for partners as well. They can choose their own partner paths as well. So if you want to know about these, I'm giving you the URL at the bottom of the page. You can go ahead and explore more about these areas, right? The learning paths which are there. And the great thing is we are preparing the diverse learners for open roles in the cloud. And we have a lot of such programs, education programs like Academy, Educate, Restart. And these programs are targeted towards it, right? So what we are trying to do over here is we are actually collaborating with the universities and the institutions and higher education departments, and we are tying up with them so that we can go ahead and train their either the professors so that they can in return impart that knowledge which they have gained from us to all the students, or we are directly associating with the students and then we are trying to impart the knowledge to them. So there are various programs which are out there, and depending upon which program it is, we can go ahead and help. So Patrick Wright, which is the CTO for National Australian Bank, he said the battle for technology talent is fierce and we are taking action. We want to create opportunities for our people who want to learn new skills and grow their career in technology. And we want the top talent in the industry to come and join us. Just to, show you a glimpse, National Australian Bank is just like, probably you can say SBI of India, right? And they actually went ahead through a skill guild program which ran for a course of around 3 years. They trained 7,000 in-person trainings, 800 plus digital courses were taken, 1,300 plus certified people were there, and they measured all the productivity benchmarks and they broke it, right? And it increased their overall employee satisfaction as well. Just a glimpse or a use case about how companies are taking and looking at it and what they're trying to do for their employees, and what is the overall effect or the outcomes which all these people, including the employees and the employers, are gaining out of these certifications and this knowledge. So the whole training and certification team, which I belong to, our only goal is to help the builders of today and tomorrow so that they can go ahead and leverage the power of the AWS cloud. And we have recently made in the last reInvent a 2025 skills commitment from our side, where we will help 29 people around the globe to build the cloud skills with free training by 2025. And 29 million is a huge milestone, and we are all working forward to achieve it in less than 4 years time from now, right? So if you look at the Harvard Business Review for last year, they said your ability to adapt to an even more digital future, it totally depends on what cloud skills you are gaining right now, right? This is the only way, folks, which can help you close that gap between the supply and the demand. And as cloud migration has accelerated, so has the demand for the cloud talent as well. I mean, look at any job portal you want today, and you will find most of the job openings which are available today, they are for the cloud skills, right? The cloud talent. And the only thing which you can make it your own is the talent, right? The skills which you can build, and nobody can take it away from you. And that is the only way forward as well. So the cloud skills gap, 78% of the IT leaders, they report the gap. And this gap has persisted since 2016, right? And it is still going on. And the good thing which you need to know is an estimated 30% of these IT jobs globally, they will be left open by 2022, because all the employers, they are competing for the workers so that they can actually go ahead. And this is as per the IDC report. So they are trying to get the talent for the upcoming fields such as the artificial intelligence, the machine learning, the IoT, the blockchain, the DevOps, all these areas. And 30% of these jobs will still be remain open because they will not get the right talent. And this is what's in it for you. This is for each one of you individually. All right. And this is the most important thing which you need to understand at this moment. You might be studying right now, you might be in your final years, you might have just started your education, or you might be just fresher out of the college. But this one statement, I want you all to take it up from here, and this is the window of opportunity for each one of you, right? Globally. So cloud computing is the number one hard skill the companies need. And this is as per the LinkedIn, right? So what it does, the whole AWS certification, what it helps to do, there are always two sides of the coin, right? I told you the side for you, and this is for the side, for the employers as well. Number one, they will be getting the ability to build faster, no doubts about it, because of the entire inherent ecosystem which is there. 90% have seen an increase in productivity after employing AWS certified staff. And this is the data which I'm sharing you from, again, the same ESG white paper. 89% of them have accelerated the cloud project completions, and 89% are able to troubleshoot issues faster, right? Again, this is October 2020 data. Think about improving security. 86% have improved the security posture of all the cloud workloads, and again, reduce downtime and improving the deployment times as well. I mean, you look at, in this pandemic, there were few things which at least me and my family were dependent upon. Think about the big baskets and, the BB Daily and Grofers and stuffs like that. And I'll just share one simple example that some of companies like this, they have hundreds of deployments per day which they do. 100 times their production environment changes, right? Because the new version comes up. Just imagine, hundreds of deployments per day. And this is what you can achieve if you automate all the stuffs, right? And only at cloud this is possible. 91% say having certified staff has helped them to innovate with AWS services. And again, 93%, as I said, they are able to recruit faster, and 96% of them, they have seen an increase in the retention as well. So more certified staff, it matters to companies. And this is the tipping point. The customer organizations whose cloud focused teams are more than 50% certified, they see greater advantage than those who doesn't have 50% of certified people. And these are the data which the decision makers looks at. This is how the decisions are made in many companies. So if you think about the innovation, the talent impact, right? So it can drive more than 50% of the revenue from the new offerings, because, once you're certified, you'll be glued to the news of that particular field, and you will come to know about the new releases, new products. And in case you see a challenge, and you will find out that, okay, I've heard something about it recently launched, and let me go ahead and, try it out. If it fixes that problem, the companies will adopt it, and with the company, you will also grow. And that's how this entire skill gap can be bridged. That's the only way forward. So upskilling is something which is happening not only from individuals perspective, but I want to tell you that it is happening from a lot of companies perspective as well. 80% of the companies, and this is again as per the global knowledge data, they have approved formal training for their teams, and 70% of the managers that approved the training, they did their, for their team, so that their teams can get certified or recertified. And 94% they say certified employees, they provide the added value above and beyond of the cost of the certification, right? So this is the most important thing which you need to stay tuned to, right? One thing which can help you is, again, is a rug stands for ramp up guide. And again, this is available free of cost to everyone. Just go to AWS portals, search for AWS rug, and you will find the rug for each of these, certifications, most of these certifications. So what is a rug? A rug is a ramp up guide. So it assumes, so for example, I've shown you for machine learning, it assumes that you want to prepare for, let's say, machine learning specialty certification. We have given you a step by step approach with all the resources which are required, so that you can prepare for that certification and you can go ahead and crack it. So if you look at the glimpse, which I have tried to show it as a screenshot, you can see they are giving you phases. So you have phase 0, which is learning the fundamentals of the cloud. You have few resources which are there. They are giving you time and the type of the resource as well. Then you have phase 1, phase 2, and so on and so forth, right? So go ahead and leverage these ramp up guides. And these ramp up guides, they contain all the videos, even from YouTube, the documentation, the white papers, and all the courses as well, if you want to go through them as well. right? So it includes for that particular certification, which are the digital courses or the digital trainings which you have to go through as well. And they give you in a complete logical order or a logical sequence which you can go through it. Okay. So the whole journey for any AWS certification is review that exam guide. So you can download the blueprint from AWS certification portal. If you want to go ahead and take up those trainings, it could be, instructor led, it could be free digital or on demand trainings. You can take it up. You can go ahead and create a free tier account on AWS. So just go to aws.amazon.com/free and you'll be able to create a free tier account. Just have a look at what services are always free, lifelong. Some of these services are free for 1 year, and some of these services are available for trial period. Go ahead and look at that and play around with them because you're not going to charge anything. And set up a billing alert if you are, worried about the charges. Just put up a billing alert that anytime your bill goes beyond $0, you should get an email and an SMS. Right? That's all you have to do. Just Google it out, like how to set up a billing alarm on AWS, and you'll be set. Then we also do have sample questions which you can review. We have white papers and FAQs which you can review. And then we have a certification exam readiness course which you can review. Most of these readiness courses to prepare you for certifications are available free of cost at aws.training digital library itself. You have practice exams which you can take. And then finally, schedule your exam and then get certified. This is the whole journey which anyone takes for any AWS certification. And every certification is valid for 3 years. After 3 years, it has to be recertified, right? Now, the best thing about recertification is that imagine that you had taken an associate exam, right? 3 years ago. Now, after 3 years, you can retake that associate exam or you can directly write the professional exam in that line, and your associate exam will also get recertified automatically, right? So that is the best thing. Imagine you have taken an associate exam and a professional certification as well, and both of them are about to expire now after 3 years. You can directly write that professional exam, just one exam, and you'll be recertified for both associate and professional, right? And why 3 years is because after 3 years, all these services might have gone through a lot of iterations. They might have had a lot of features which have got introduced, and a lot of new services might have come as well. So it basically will ensure that you are up with the pace of the innovation which we are trying to do from the Amazon perspective as well. And with the certifications, you'll get the certification digital badges for individuals. You can go ahead and flaunt it on your social media. And this is again something you can add it in your resumes as well, which looks distinctively directly up front. And you have the online proctoring as well. Come start the pandemic times, we have allowed these certifications to be taken right at the comfort of your home. All you have to do is go to AWS certification portal. When you are registering for your exam, choose the home proctoring, and you can take up this exam 24/7 right from your home. You can choose from Pearson proctoring or PSI proctoring, but both of them, they offer the home proctoring as well. And 2 times you can go ahead and reschedule your exam as well. Even that is something which is allowed, right? The only condition is before 24 hours you have to reschedule it, and third reschedule is not possible. You have to cancel it and then rebook it again. All right. But these are some of the things, tips which can help you to deal with certifications. So there's a growing population of certified professionals. As of August 2020, there were over 400,000 individuals which hold the active certification, and that number grew more than 85% between August 2009 and 19 and August 2020. So that's how fast the people are getting certified. And there are some employers who are looking at for these certified people, and they are actually running these drives. And they are also tied up with AWS Academy program as well, which can give you a great jump start to start your career as well. We do also have a restart community for entry level cloud practitioners. All right, these are the people who might be starting off with the cloud as their changed, path to their certification or to their career. So imagine someone might be a certified, professional in some other stream, right? They might be a CA, they might be a doctor, they might be someone else, a mechanical engineer, right? Or maybe they might be a veteran from the army, or maybe from some other industry, and they want to restart their journey with, let's say, the cloud. Even that is something which is possible. And we do have this restart program, with which we have tied up with some local employers who are employing those people in the entry level positions as well for the cloud. And we do have a lot of digital training partners as well. So think about the edX, the Coursera, Udacity, Udemy, Trailhead. All these partners, they provide you the AWS learning. So some people who want the digital training, you can go ahead and take it from them as well. You can consume it from them. And these are some of the sample courses from these digital, training companies as well. You can go ahead and consume them. So overall, if you look at it, the entire thing about the knowledge is something to address that cloud skills gap, right? And training, whether you do it in person, whether you do it on your own as a self-paced on demand, it'll definitely change a few cycles for the companies where you will work. And that's why the companies are able to look out for those talent which is fresh in the cloud, right? And you can touch you can have an impact which is quite massive, from the ability to innovate and help solve challenges of the companies, right? So these are some of the codes from our customers, right? If we hadn't gone through the training, think progress would have been much slower. And these are some of the companies. Just leaving it out in front of you. For some of the companies like NAB, which I showed you, this is about TUI. Next is Kmart, which is the biggest mart in Australia. A lot of Australian stores which are there. This is the first retail to certify 100% of the technology staff in the cloud. Then we have Siemens, which basically enforces the regular trainings for all their employees which are there, and the Capital One as well, which is one of the leading fintech company, a financial services company. And again, they ran a 1 year education campaign for faster innovation and modernize the IT career paths for their employees or their companies. And same is the story with the GE as well, right? Think about the healthcare, right? GE Healthcare. Just to give you a simple anecdote from the reInvent last year, the CTO called all the direct reportees, right? Who used to report to CTO, and she asked everyone that, okay, how you all doing? And then she said, you know what, I'm coming up with a goal which I'm championing at GE, and the goal is, in the next 1 month, we want to migrate 50 applications to AWS cloud. Now, there were like 30, 40 odd people who were reporting to the CTO, and they all started telling about, what, 1 month? How is it even possible, right? So they all started, telling what is not, why it is not possible, and why, it will not work, and we are not prepared and stuffs like that. She heard everyone, patiently for, over few hours. And at the end, she said to everyone, I heard you all, but this is my decision, and I'm going ahead with it. Your time has started. Go ahead. You have 1 month's time, and we want to migrate 50 applications. You know what was the outcome? They couldn't migrate 50 applications, but they migrated over 44 applications in that 1 month. And that's what is an aggressive goal looks like. So I just want to leave you folks with certain of these anecdotes. Same thing is with Intuit as well, and all these companies, they are looking out for fresh talent, and they basically look for the cloud knowledge in the industry. So that's all. That was my time, folks, and I hope you all have got a glimpse of now how you need to go ahead. I have left you open a lot of these processes which are out there, and I will leave it up to you folks to go ahead and decide which path you want to take it up. And I believe I tried to address why these certifications can help your individual journeys to propel. I'm leaving my contact details again, my LinkedIn handle, as well as my email addresses. Feel free to get in touch with me whenever you want. And with that, I would like to hand it over to Aditya and Vineet. Folks, please take it over.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Saurabh. That was a great explanation to everyone, and we are able to see a lot of good, I can say, summarize of, because you have actually covered every questions that anyone can have, and I think that's a great thing to be here. And we are having some of Q&A, and before the Q&A, I want to announce one thing. Like for the today's session, we are having one contest, that is knowledge share contest. So whoever is joining this particular session, what you have to do, you have to just share your knowledge, whatever you are learning from the session, or whatever doubts you have resolved, how it's helped you. Okay, so what you have to do, like you have to share your knowledge over social media, Twitter, LinkedIn. It can be any. Okay, and tell us about the one thing that's more excited, that's more amazing for the session, or you can create some screenshots that also you can share and tag us. Okay, and we will be announcing top three winners, and you will get a t-shirt. Okay, top three winners will get a t-shirt, and yeah, that's all about it. We are having some questions, so let me just show it out to you. Yeah, so Palak, I have a question like, I want my career as a developer, but I have interest in cloud too. Which certification would be helpful for me? You
Right.
can.
Yes. Is this something which Aditya, the audience needs to answer, or do you want me to answer it?
No, actually, you audience is asking to you, and obviously you have to answer it.
All right.
Palak is
Perfect.
asking it. Yeah, yeah,
Great. So I want my career as a developer, but I have interest in cloud too. So great, Palak. All I want to tell you is we do have a developer track as well, right? That's the way for you. Now, the thing is, when you say it's a developer track, we basically help you or teach you to learn how you can take up the skills which you have. So maybe you are from Java background, or you are from Python background, or .NET, or whatever it is, how you can go ahead and build applications on the cloud, right? Now, this is one part of the answer. So that is absolutely possible. You could do that. The second thing which you need to understand is that imagine that you want to change your path. So let's say you are a developer as of now, and you believe that, no, this is not, I'm not enjoying it. I want to become a solution architect, or I want to become an administrator kind of thing. Even that is absolutely possible. We have given you a lot of choices. All you have to do is decide which one you want to pursue, and then you can go ahead and go forward from that. If you have more questions around it, you're still confused, just get in touch with me with all your questions, and I'll try to provide you the detailed explanations. Right? Thank you. Over to you,
yeah.
Aditya.
Yeah, yeah, thanks a lot. Like this is a great explanation to Palak, I think. And we have another question from Abhinav. Can we directly go for AWS DevOps exam without having any of the global certification before?
Oh, yes, absolutely. As I said, there is no prerequisite for any AWS certification. You can directly go ahead and write certification of DevOps if you want. And even if you don't want to write a certification, even if you have the knowledge, right, which is required, you can definitely go ahead and crack interviews, right? So there is no prerequisite. You can definitely, most likely, go ahead and do that. All right. So that's the
Yeah.
answer to your question, Abhinav.
Yeah, so that's a great explanation. And another question we have from Ayush, and not from Ayush. Actually, I have heard this question from lots of folks who are in college now. So, like someone from second year, third year, fourth year, or final year. Okay, so they have this question like, if I will do AWS certificate, how this will be helpful for me. Let's say if someone already placed in any of the organization from the college platform or something, still if they want to do, like how it can be helpful for them. So I think that
Okay.
will be yeah, that will be a great question.
Yeah, that's a great question. And here is the answer to all of you. So imagine why you are doing the engineering, right? Or maybe why you are doing your graduation. There must be a goal, right? And for me, when I was doing my engineering, my goal was to get a job. Simple as that, right? Now think about the companies. So I had a lot of, classmates during my BTech final year, and everyone's dream was the same, to land up a great job. The question is, when you create your resume, how your resume will look different than your classmate or than your batchmate. I mean, you will write, okay, I'm a CSCIT, in my college I participated in these events, I won these prizes, great. Or maybe my certification was my exam results was 70%, this was my CPI, whatever. But how your resume is different than your batchmate. I mean, you scored, let's say, 70%, somebody else scored 75%. How you can differentiate yourself? If you can answer that question, right? So a lot of people, I go through a lot of resumes, I interview a lot of people, and they write, I bring a lot of interpersonal skills, I'm excellent in communication, I'm a team player, all these things which you write in your resume. Do you really think you can prove it to an employer why I should call you for interview, right? But the moment if I'll see a differentiator in your resume, if I'll see, okay, all the resumes are same, just like each other, but one resume has digital badge, which is, they are certified. I mean, that makes a lot of difference, right? And probably, I hope you got the hint, Ayush, and to everyone out there who is trying to get the answer of this question, why it'll help you to get you a job. Maybe I'm not sure about the job, you'll definitely be called for the interview because your resume will look different than others. You are certified, the others are not, or you are having more certifications than others. So it'll definitely create a differentiator for you personally.
Yeah, that's a great explanation again. Yeah, so we have another question from Rohit. He's asking like, I am not into coding, so which certification I should go for?
Okay, so AWS certifications, none of them
Yeah,
requires you the coding. All right, so that's one thing. First thing which everyone must know, we don't check your coding skills. Number one, these are all conceptual questions. All these certifications are MCQ, which is multiple choice question. You have to choose from the options which are given, and that's all about it. Just like any competitive exam, right? So there is no coding which we ask for. Number one. Number two, if you don't want to build your career as a developer, then don't go via developer track. You can choose other tracks which are available based on your interest and based on your inclinations. I believe that is the way forward. All right, Rohit.
yeah. That's a great explanation again. And yeah, so this is question again from Chitra. Like for the students, how they can get some vouchers or some I can say some percent off on the certification. Is there a way, or how should they go for it?
Yeah, this is something which is outside kind of my area of expertise, but let me try to help you out. Number one, see, sometimes there are some marketing events which happens. Okay, just like think about this event. Okay, I think Aditya and Vineet, they will try to help you to give you,
Yeah,
some ways forward. But then like this, a lot of events happens where you get some vouchers. Okay, so that is something you can avail. But the good thing is, let's say you complete one certification. The moment you finish one certification, you will get another 50% voucher in your transcript itself, which means for the next certification, it will be 50% off for sure. Every certification which you will write from AWS, we will give you a 50% voucher for your next certification, which you can use it to write any certification which you want.
yeah. That's great. And so again, Pranjal, I think you have already answered, but let's summarize this in a short term, I can say.
Yeah, so cloud practitioner, I believe if you're a beginner, go for
Yeah.
cloud practitioner and you have the free digital training from which you can learn and then practice an exam.
Yeah, that's great. And we have another question from Kaushik. It's not coming in the chat, so I'm just showing you. So Kaushik saying like, thanks for informative session, Saurabh, or any guidance suggestion. I have 15-year experience in fintech sales. I want to transit my career to cloud or sales or operations. So what's your takeaway for them? Like how they can go now after 15 years in
Okay.
any of the cloud area?
Yeah. So see, Kaushik, thanks for your question. And let me tell you, I have worked as a sales manager in my previous organization. All right. And I used to head a international as well as a domestic sales team. And what I'm doing is, if you look at my career transitions, I've never tried to repeat my job. So I believe personally that, you don't have to stick with your field if you don't want to. If you have a passion for that field, definitely go ahead and pursue it. So if you are in sales and you want to get into cloud sales, there is no stopping you. All right, there are a lot of openings which we have as well, a lot of other companies have, and you can apply for them. But most importantly, if you want to change your field, like if you're a person like me who have changed my field in every company, then in that case you need to have the knowledge. See, every company which I interviewed, there was one question which was asked to me. I was being asked like, okay, you don't have experience for this, right? You have never worked as a, let's say, a sales manager. Why you want to apply for a sales manager? I said you ask me questions, and if I don't satisfy you, don't hire me. Simple as that. I have the passion to learn this, and that's why I've applied for this. The thing is, it's about how you progress through your interviews and how much confident you are as a person. All you need to do is you need to do a self retrospective where you kind of understand what you want to do in your life. I don't think there are any limitations. There is nothing which is impossible. You can definitely go ahead and achieve it.
Yeah, I think that answers the question, and very, I can say, yeah, very clearly. Yeah, so I think we are not having more questions now. So we are done with the Q&A also. So I think thanks a lot, Saurabh, for being here. And now I am just announcing the 2 or 3 questions that are there. Like, what is the deadline for the knowledge share contest? So it will be Monday, end of the day. And as we are having vouchers for you all for the 50% of for the AWS Solution Architect Associate exam and for the practice test also. So I am just sharing you the way and the links in the chat. Okay. So yeah, let me share my screen for doing it. Okay. So I think you must all be able to my screen. So yeah, this is the link we will be sharing with you. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to just go on this particular link and yeah, this one. Okay, so you have to just go on particular link. So here it's saying like get AWS certified challenge. So it's the challenge that is already running by the AWS itself. So what you have to do, you have to just fill this form by your mail, first name, phone number, what are the details are there. Okay, and then just have to submit it, and you will get your vouchers on your mail ID itself. Okay, it's there. So this is the one for the AWS Solution Architect Associate exam, and you will get a 50% of off. Okay, let's say if you have already done this, so it will be having there is a deadline, I think November 1st. Okay, so by the November 1st you have to just go through the exam. Okay, so I think you will having 5 to 4 to 5 months for preparing and giving, so that's enough time for doing so. Okay, so that's there. And there are another thing that's for the practitioner. Okay, so let me not the practitioner, actually practice test. Okay, so let me just give you that link also. Okay, so for the practice test, what you have to do, you have to just fill this particular form is there. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to just write your all the details here, and you will get the practice exams, or I can say practice test that is already like costly. Okay, that's also costly, and you will. So what is the practice exam? Let me just give you a brief. Okay, so let's say you are just going for the exam. Okay, AWS exam, and it's cost you $100 to $150. Okay, depending on which level you are going. But let's say you want to just test yourself, your all the environment, how exam is going on, Pearson view, how exam actually protector will check you, what are the things are needed. So you can just schedule your practice exam first, then go for the solution architect or any exam. So it also costs like $20 to $50. So by filling this link, you will get that voucher also for the free. Okay, and you can just plan it according your availability. So that's there. I think team has shared you the link in chat box. If not, let me just share you that also. Okay, I'm just dropping you the available links are there. Okay, so this is the one for the practice test. Yeah, I'm just dropping out in a chat, and this is the one for the solution architect page. And after this particular video, we will just attach both on the description also. So it's not like it's just ending. Okay, you can just go ahead anytime and just check it out. It's upon you. So I think that's a great session by the Saurabh, and we are so happy to be here with you. Anything you have, Saurabh, for like sharing with all the learners, your learnings or something like that?
I think thank you for having me, folks. The only thing I want to tell you is small drops they actually makes the ocean. All right, every single hour which you spend in your passion, it'll become a fruit at later stage, and you have no clue about it at this time. What I will highly encourage you all is to start giving 1 hour for yourself every day. So all you have to do is take up 1 hour every day from your 24 hours and give it to something which you want to do. If you continue doing this practice for over a period of a time, you yourself will start seeing the differentiation. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That's a great suggestion for even me also. So thanks a lot, Saurabh.
And yeah, what I understand is like there is two way of feeding your body. So feeding below the neck and feeding above the neck. So doing certifications, achieving your goals is one of the way to feeding above the neck, and this is always be fruitful. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I will share you the feedback link. I can just share you over the chat. Okay, so people are asking for the feedback, so you can just fill this link over the feedback, whatever you have, or if you want to come with another session from by us, so just fill this particular form. Okay, and just come with your suggestions. What for us? Okay, I think that's all we have, and thanks a lot, Saurabh, again, and we will see you again in upcoming sessions, if possible. Yeah, bye bye.